again to the Forward Compatible Podcast. This is episode 104, part 1. 2nd anniversary.
Yeah. Where's Mark?
Good job, Mark. It's February 2nd, 2014. Yeah, Mark's working. We could have recorded later, but there's this little thing called the Super Bowl this evening.
Oh, is it the Super Bowl? I thought it was the Stanley Cup.
The Stanley Cup's on this evening.
Wait a minute. The only bowl that I know that's on tonight is the Puppy Bowl.
Yeah. It's that thing that...
adorable.
The Super Bowl is that thing that people watch while waiting for the Puppy Bowl to start.
You mean the Super Bowl is the thing that people watch in between the commercials?
Yes. Good call.
Yeah.
These guys aren't too much into the sports balls, but I'm looking really forward to the Super Bowl tonight. You like basketball. You just don't care about football,
baseball,
right?
too.
Baseball, yeah. I like football a lot, so I want
Not a fan of hand egg.
I'm looking really forward to this evening.
We had an awesome little back and forth with Dimitri.
Oh, yeah.
Brand's like, why don't you go score some touchdowns? He's like, you nerds. I'm like, wait, isn't a touchdown when you hit the ball out of the park?
So, I suppose we can kick off the show with our weekly roundtable and catch everybody up on what we've been playing since the last time we all spoke.
I will begin. I played a little bit of Don't Starve on the PS4. Just fun, but eats up your time really quickly. But it's very interesting and a lot of fun. It's pretty good.
Pretty good.
As Mark's
Pretty
here.
good.
I also went back and played a little bit of Portal 2 and Batman Arkham City in order to review the Surface Pro, which you will see later.
Batman Arkham City. Interesting that you bring that up, because even though it's not Arkham Asylum, it still ties into something that you did also this week.
Oh, it does. You're right.
Hello.
What?
This would be the outlet to plug
Yes.
that.
So I wrote 3 related articles. 3 related
Just
articles.
throwing up gang symbols.
Yeah. 3 site. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not
Call
even
West Side Berg.
Not even close. I'm not even
That's
close.
what they call you. It's what the kids are calling you. Just saying.
So I wrote for Forward Compatible the 5 best moments. The 5 best milestones for the last generation. Then at our...
And you can find that at fwdcompatible.com.
Correct.
Which will then link you to...
Which will link you to the top 5 moments of the last generation, which is posted on Press Start to Play, which is www.prestartoplay.
Not to be confused with that asshole on YouTube.
Correct. Who's currently harassing them like a butt.
Christina, I don't know if you actually listen to our show or not. I know we go back and forth, and I know you have in the past. I actually was bored at work the other night, and when you told me about that, I went and reported all of his videos.
What the hell happened?
I don't see why we couldn't talk. All right, so she has Press Start to Play. Okay,
Yeah.
but there's a YouTube user that predates her with the name.
Yeah.
So it's some dude who makes Super Mario mods and crap like that, like remixes of music. They look horrible, sound horrible. Okay. So he found out that she's running this website, so him and his little group of Super Mario Smash Brother modders are harassing her because she's using the name. Well, just because it's like, Transformers is coming out, and I have the best, net handle kind of situation. If anybody didn't get that, that's Clerks 2.
Clerks 2.
But that's basically what it is. It's this
Kilopants.
this troll who has his little name. That all he does is his YouTube videos with it, and he's harassing her, she's trying to start a legit business.
Yeah.
So yeah, I went and reported all of his videos because he doesn't own he doesn't own the Mario music and stuff like that. So I didn't do anything wrong. I mean, I'm playing by the rules. We get hit with third-party rights all the time whenever we use something that's not ours. So I figure, I'll kick somebody else in the ass.
Good times.
Trolling the trolls.
Trolling the trolls.
Trolling
Trolling
trolls.
pillow pants. And then finally, I also wrote an article on my site.
Nobody cares about that one.
The top 5 disappointments of the last generation. All the things that really upset me.
I like how he gives himself like the bad one.
It's in my nature to be a little bit of a pessimist.
Like the cynical one is on his page.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Tony, you frequent impoverishedgeek.com?
I do.
All one word.
And I also text Brian quite often why there's not more articles on it because I get bored at the job sites at the old salt mines.
Did you read all 3 of the articles?
I did.
Yeah.
I did.
Thoughts, opinions? Crap, garbage.
I thought they were good. I thought he let up a little bit on I think it was under the disappointment because they're all kind of blending.
Well, I mean that's kind of what it works out to one large.
That's what I'm saying. I don't remember exactly which one it was on. I thought I think it was the disappointment one where you were like talking about
Xbox Live. No,
Nintendo dropping every ball ever.
And it started off like vicious and with a lot of venom, and then it seems like you like kind of backed off and it like lost its sting.
Its edge.
Yeah.
Well,
like the first couple sentences, I was like, "Ooh, shit, he's gonna fucking tear him in you asshole," and then it kind of.
I also used the word faltered too many times. I want to go back and change that. I might do that. But yeah, they dropped every ball.
It's like old MC Chris albums. Curmudgeon. He uses it all the time.
Yeah, that wasn't. And then there were 2 Nintendo complaints because I also complained about Metroid. I had a separate section just for the fact that there hasn't been a good Metroid.
Honorable mention, Metroid.
Not honorable mention.
No, just its
dishonorable mention.
Well, that's why
Yeah, no, that's my number 1 disappointment is that there's not been a good Metroid game in over a decade now.
Is it Prime?
Prime was 2002.
Prime 3?
They weren't as good as Prime 1.
No.
Prime 2 I did not like. I did not finish Prime 2. I thought it was overly difficult and frustrating. Because there was this whole like back and forth mechanic where you jump between like the dark world and the light world. And if you just stood in the dark world, your health would start to drain. You had to like shoot these little lights to make yourself like bubbles of safety. It was a pain in the ass.
When was Fusion?
Fusion was also 2002, same time as Metroid Prime. Zero Mission was like 03 or 04. I know. Yeah, Prime 3 is not bad, but it's basically just an extension of Prime, and Prime was still the best of the 3 in my opinion.
I'm gonna date ourselves, and it's completely un-video game related. Well, I guess you could tie it in because they had a Rock Band game. Yesterday was the 20th anniversary of Green Day's Dookie album. Makes me feel so old.
I remember when I first heard it, man. I was in the locker room at school.
I went out and bought it. I was 10. I bought it from Rolling Stone.
Yeah, I was a little kid.
Yeah.
When that shit came out.
And I mean, that's like what. That was my transition from that was my beginning of my music adulthood, I guess. Was that? Wow, I feel old.
Green Day was probably the second or third band that I actually really liked.
Yeah.
Because the first one for me was Smashing Pumpkins. Before Smashing Pumpkins, I was like, Weird Al's the only cool musician because he's funny. Then I heard Smashing Pumpkins, I was like, holy shit. So there's more music besides Boyz II Men and that crap.
Yeah.
I'd never heard it before.
Yeah.
Besides whatever my parents listened to was whatever my people that I hung out with listened to. None of them listened to alternative or anything like that.
Yeah. See, I was lucky enough, and I'll get off the topic after this. My uncle, big Ozzy, big Metallica. My mom loves Ozzy, so I grew up with rock and roll, but that was different. You know, that was this was mine finally.
My uncle was into rock and metal and sort of stuff, but he was a bad influence.
No, see, my uncle lived at our house, he'd be playing it all the time.
Yeah, no, my dad's there's nothing new since the Beatles. It's all the Beatles.
Tony's favorite band is New Kids on the Block.
Sure. And KOTB.
Yeah.
Oh.
The fact that you can do that, that's sad.
I don't know anything else about it.
It doesn't matter. That's enough.
I only know about it because
that's the hook, isn't it?
No, I only know about it because the Oreo song that came out.
Oh,
the white stuff.
Yeah.
Really?
It's Weird Al.
Yeah. That's the only reason I know it.
Oh.
So this week.
Digression, sorry.
This week I played, I did Retro Run Live, did Super Mario RPG. Everybody wants me to finish up Link to the Past, but I had to take a break from it for a little while. I got a little frustrated because I'm nowhere near as good as I used to be with that game. So yeah, Super Mario RPG, did that. Did a little bit of Wonder Trading in Pokemon. That's about it for Pokemon. And then me and this schlub over here finally were able to get on some Xbox One after having the system since launch day. And played some Dead Rising 3. We actually had a pretty good session. It was
it was fun, man.
3 hours.
Yeah, I want to knock that shit out again.
Well, if you weren't doing your fucking, jock thing tonight.
The jock thing. The Super Bowl.
Yeah.
The biggest sports spectacle of the year, my jock thing.
WrestleMania?
Well, in the U.S.
Yeah.
Everywhere else, it's the World Cup.
This is pretty big, dude.
I know it's big, but like...
I'm not saying football, like, on any typical Sunday is big around the world, but Super Bowl is... I know it's in Europe for sure.
Really, is it? Oh, I didn't know that.
It's big. It's big, dude. This is like a big deal.
Okay.
It's like worldwide.
Okay.
For me...
Did I say I was done?
No, you don't. Okay, I'm finished. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
I'm done.
Okay. It reminds me of that South Park. Can I finish? Okay, I'm finished. Yeah, I did Dead Rising 3 with Jason. We knocked a good chunk out of that. Gonna get back on it this week, I think.
We did like 2 whole chapters, I think.
What else? I didn't play much.
You play God of War?
Yeah, I'm going.
Because you ditched me?
I'm going back. Like I said last week, I'm gonna play a bunch of the good PS3 games again. I'm going through the Uncharted's again. I'm going through God of War. I'm trying to get that God of War Platinum. And then, I'll do Killzone and Resistance again before I put the PS3 away for good. I also discovered this awesome twin-stick shooter that I got off PlayStation Plus for free way back when, and I didn't even know. It's like Galaga Legions DX, I want to say. Yeah. And I'm missing like 2 trophies in that game, and I'm going to try to knock those out this week. That shit is so fucking good.
Have you tried Spartan Ops yet?
No.
I have it.
Is it good?
Sorry, I mean, it's an arcade twin-stick shooter.
No, this is like this.
I know
the space shooters.
But I mean, generally speaking,
yeah.
It's like Smash TV and Overkill and
Total Carnage.
It's okay.
Robotron 2084.
I would prefer a new Halo Wars, but I'll take what I can get.
Yeah, I might check that out. But yeah, aside from that, that's really all I did. I was on my PS3 a lot this week.
I had to log on to PS3 to message him, be like, "Stop ignoring me. I'm playing God of War.
Be my friend.
I'm playing God of War." I'm like, "Fuck you. I'm going back on Twitch," and I did.
And I did.
And we got more followers.
Twitch.
Oh, that reminds me.
Okay, I'll do it.
News!
Dirty, sexy, news.
Competent news for the week. Probably the biggest news. Microsoft acquired the rights to Gears of War.
Oh, I am so happy. So happy.
Yeah, there was a lot of speculation that this was going to start coming over to the PlayStation camp now that the official agreement between Microsoft and Epic had ended. Mm-hmm. I didn't think it was going to happen because why would Microsoft let that? They have so few exclusives in the first fucking place. Why would they let one of their few go?
I would go as far to call Gears, and I mean, I may be wrong, but that is their number 2 franchise.
Behind Halo,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Behind
Absolutely.
Halo.
Not even far behind Halo.
Yeah. I mean, I know Forza's up there.
Forza's not even close to Gears.
But yeah, I don't think it's
way,
near
dude.
Gears numbers.
No.
But
Forza was the 4th pillar, and I'm not saying this as a fanboy. I think they've surpassed Fable in fan base and loyalty.
Forza?
With the last 2 installments. Mm-hmm. No, Fable was way bigger. Like when
Forza
started.
No. Because Forza originally was essentially a Gran Turismo clone, mm-hmm. But then they were able to kind of break out on their own. So
I'm just saying with sales and the following, like
Yeah.
with Forza 4 and 5, they've really come into their element. And I think they're way and like Forza's been going up and Fable's been going down, mm-hmm. and I think Forza's their 3rd pillar now.
Even the spin-off Horizon did
really
well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas Fable's spin-offs do not.
No.
So.
And they also got Rod Ferguson from Epic.
Yes, well, Rob Ferguson had left Epic. Rod had left Epic around the time, very short time after Cliffy had. It's either right before or right after. And he is now the head of the new studio that Microsoft had. They're giving one of their in-house. I don't remember the name of it. It's like Blackhorn or something like that.
Black Tusk.
There you go. I was close for not knowing what the hell I'm talking about. They're giving Gears to them, and Rod Ferguson's coming in with them.
Yeah, a story that spun off of this is now that Black Tusk's project that they showed off at the Microsoft conference.
Yeah.
That weird something Shanghai. Is now dead.
Whatever.
They're replacing it for Gears. That's unfortunate. Like, I wanted to see both. Like, it looks like the game was half done and they just scrapped it. Like, why couldn't they put Gears off one more year, come out with that game, and then do Gears? Or hire more developers and split the studio.
Well,
make both.
Just
games.
because that Shanghai game is dead doesn't mean it's dead. It's they're fast tracking a Gears game, which I am all for. As much as I like People Can Fly with Bulletstorm, I hated what they did with Judgment. And I think this is a step in the right direction to reclaiming some of that Gears glory. I really do. And I
as long as they throw in Horde mode and go back to the 3-gun setup with grenades on the D-pad, I'm cool.
With Rod Ferguson being there, and as much as Cliffy B was the face of Epic and Gears, he was the backbone. So that was just as much his baby as it was Cliffy's.
Yeah.
And I'm so happy that, like, because you hear about it a lot, where like Peter Malinelli, however the fuck you say his name, he created Fable. Well, just because he left, he doesn't have his franchise. This guy left Epic, never thought he'd touch Gears again. Gets a chance to
go back
to inject some new life into the franchise. So I think it'll be good. Now we're just waiting for the other shoe to drop and Cliffy B to announce that he's with this other studio, Black Tusk.
Black Tusk?
Yeah. And we'd be gold. They can keep making Gears 2 and 3 hybrid over and over for the next 15 years, and I'd be happy.
Getting the game back together.
Yeah, there you go. Getting the band back together.
The band, that's the term.
Yeah.
Next bit of news. Elder Scrolls Online will not require PlayStation Plus for the PS4.
This is a interesting concept. I don't see who it helps, because I think you're nuts if you don't have PlayStation Plus and you own a PlayStation device. It's just crazy talk at this point. You're just leaving money on the table. But I think all MMOs should do this. Like, I know this was another thing with DC Universe. They were okay with it too, because it's an MMO and you're not using the PlayStation servers. So like, I think more people should take on this if you're not utilizing, Xbox or PlayStation servers. I think both Xbox and PlayStation have the right to charge, because they'd lose money if they didn't. You cost $3 or $4 a month to play on their services.
Here's some of the philosophy that I have behind this.
You can't honestly believe that they don't. It doesn't cost them $2-3 a month
per user.
Yeah, that's why they charge you by $5 to make some money off you.
Here's the thing with Elder Scrolls. Okay, they are categorizing themselves in a pay to play bracket. It's $15 a month to play the game. It is a dying format for MMOs. Besides, is it EverQuest? I think.
And in fact, I didn't have it in here, but EverQuest is switching their model so that
to free to play.
It's not free to play, but you pay one fee for all of Sony's games,
which will include DC Universe and the other one. Either way, World of Warcraft is the only one that still maintains their $15 a month subscription base. So this is going to give them an advantage by going on PlayStation, doing a deal with PlayStation. You don't have to have Plus, so you don't have to theoretically pay $20 a month to play it.
I get it.
As to where on Microsoft, you're paying for your 1 month of Xbox Live, even though you may buy it in a set, whatever. But then you're also paying the $15 a month to play the game too.
Like, I get it if that's all you're playing, but if it's just another game you're playing, I don't see why you wouldn't want it live or PlayStation.
No, I agree.
Well, and I think Sony thinks that, well, look, we get all these people who want to play this game to the PS4 because they don't want to buy a new computer. They'll buy the PS4 instead, for example. They'll play it, and they'll realize there are other things they want to play, and then they'll subscribe.
It's very, very possible.
But no, like the cost, after the initial investment of buying the servers and setting the servers up, they're not that expensive, except for like electricity.
And then when you have to upgrade the blades every couple of years.
Well, but that depends. Like, they might just add more blades every so often, but that once the initial investment is there, it's the upkeep's not that bad. It's just electricity and cooling.
Yeah.
Like the amount of data that a user takes up on their servers is nothing. Not much at all.
I know, because World of Warcraft auctions off their old blades, you believe every year for like charity. So yeah.
Yeah, they're not super expensive. I mean, they're not cheap. Like I wouldn't go out and buy one.
Yeah.
But in the scheme of things, compared to like what people are paying.
I mean, if you're running a company, if you're doing something like servers aren't that.
No, they cost money, but they're not.
Technically, I had one.
Yeah.
Technically.
Yeah. Anyway, also PlayStation Now beta invites have started going out. No one here has gotten one. I'm really curious to see how it works.
I'm a little upset. I consider myself a Sony loyalist. I acquire many a Sony product, and a lot of them are registered, and no love. Sony.
Here's the thing.
I fucking called him. He didn't call me back.
What a dick.
I really thought I'd be on this. I've been PlayStation Plus almost since the beginning, before it was this good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to help them out. I buy all their shit. No love.
And I don't want to jump ahead into anything, but like Nintendo finally started listening to us. You think maybe Sony would throw us something, The hell?
Yeah, Sony did listen to us.
Nintendo,
yeah. They did listen.
Mm-hmm. All my predictions are coming true.
Surprisingly, it's on the PS3, not the PS4, which I also thought was kind of weird.
What?
PlayStation Now beta is on PS4 or PS3.
Speaking of betas,
PS2 games.
I'm just waiting. I think it's March. They said that my Project Spark beta, which I can't run because I don't have Windows 8, kicks over to my Xbox One.
Oh, there you go. That'll be interesting.
That's why I didn't give it to you when I was like, I'm not using it. I got that second email like, don't give it away. It'll go on Xbox One in March. I'm like, fuck, that's mine.
That's cool, yeah. And this is just for Tony because Tony loves Kickstarter. The new Ouya has double the storage and a better controller. It costs $129.99. No improved hardware other than that. Just more storage space and a better controller. In my opinion, as someone who actually Kickstarted the Ouya, everybody who Kickstarted the Ouya should get that controller sent to them. And you send them your old one back. The controllers that came with the Ouyas were garbage. They were terrible. They made such a big deal about how much work they were putting into that controller, and I got it in my hands, and I was like, this is a piece of crap.
I mean, Moss was like this close.
Yeah.
To buying an Ouya.
Yeah, and he tried it at my place.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Same thing, like I tried it at your house, and I played that first-person shooter game that was horrible.
Mm-hmm.
I was just like, no, it's not for me.
Yeah. No, they really should.
As much shit as we give Tony, he was the smart one. He didn't buy it.
Yeah. Yeah, I was very...
And I will hold back my reservations on this one as well. I'm not going to say anything, because...
It's just not worth it. There's nothing to say.
Tony's like, I don't want to put my foot in my mouth again.
Yeah, like I don't know. If this was a revamped model, possibly, but I'm actually really curious about. Speaking of Android consoles, this rumored, I think it's Amazon one that is like $350.
Like a set-top box style?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, for like it's supposed to be.
I can't imagine it being that expensive from Amazon. That's more expensive than their tablets.
Well, this one's I don't know.
I can see Amazon doing that.
It's supposed to be like good. It's not a piece of shit.
Right.
4-year-old technology.
Right.
Like it's a sick box, but it's gonna run like $300 or $350.
That seems high. Because Amazon usually sells stuff at cost because they know you're gonna buy all their services with it. Like if you look.
But the Xbox Live or PlayStation Network equivalent is gonna be Amazon Prime.
Yeah, which is $80 a year. Mm-hmm. Or maybe going up in price. They're talking about raising the price.
I wonder if this Amazon box is a way of maybe trying to get in on the market and undercut Steam a little bit. In that fact, it would be cheaper than a Steam box.
Yeah, but I can't imagine they'd sell it that high. I think I can see it being 100, maybe even 100. I think it would be the same price, honestly, as an Apple TV to compete with the Apple TV. $100.
Yeah.
Well, this thing's supposed to actually like. I don't know, play games well.
Yeah, no, you could make for 100. Like, look, the thing with the Ouya is they're making a profit on the hardware. Amazon doesn't want to make a profit on the hardware. They want you to buy more services.
Yeah, they want to do it like everybody else, like Sony, Microsoft. Where you might lose $10 or $20, but you're going to make it up selling games.
When you see the Kindle Fire starts at like $200, right? $229, I think.
Yeah. When they first came in, they were
on sale for like $180.
Yeah, and that requires a battery and a LCD and a touchscreen, which adds more costs, but it's still very powerful. So I would think that they could do it for $100, maybe a little bit more, because they'll include a controller and stuff like that if they want to go gaming. But $350 seems like a lot. I can see
maybe that's the name of the system. It's the Amazon 350.
I can totally see them doing that.
Just to Amazon 361.
It makes sense from their strategy.
We're better by one. keep saying when Nintendo comes out with this DS Wii U combo, they should call it the PlayStation 5.
I think we're just gonna call it for that. We'll address it. It's the Fusion. Like,
Nintendo Fusion.
Well, that's the code name.
So, yeah. Hey, you know what? Nintendo's always had some pretty interesting code names.
Oh, absolutely.
The Wii was supposed to be called the Revolution.
Revolution, Dolphin, Nitro was the Game Boy Advance.
Yeah.
DMG was the Game Boy Dot Matrix game.
And then they always changed the name to something stupid.
Atlantis was also a Game Boy Advance
some
thing.
80-year-old grandma come into the store. Do you have the World War II? For one, it's that would be WII. This is WII. I'm like, do you mean the Wii? What?
People used to come in and ask for the World War II. That's awesome.
True story. Golf mill. True story.
That's awesome.
Couldn't make that shit up if I wanted to.
No, I wouldn't believe it if you had.
You have the Woo? The what? The Woo? The why? Nobody knew how to pronounce the name of that fucking thing.
Speaking of Nintendo, they want to give discounts to people who buy multiple games on the eShop. Not in the same way as Sony and Microsoft do it, where if you buy these 3 specific games, you get the 4th free or a discount. But in that just your purchases stack, and after you hit a certain number, you start getting a discount on everything. Or at least the Nintendo
Got
cards.
an interesting thing that I want to throw at Tony. It just popped in my head here. Tony, what would it take Nintendo to do? What would they have to provide for you to pay for a subscription to the Nintendo service? Like if they said they're coming out with, their version of Xbox Live, what would they have to include to make that work for you?
An Xbox One?
Nintendo's best chance, in all seriousness, of pulling off some kind of subscription model would have to be something like PlayStation Now. That'd be it. Like, if they actually want me to pay, like, Nintendo's online's a joke.
Yeah.
That's
why I posed the question.
To me, there's really no reason to, and none of the third parties are going over there, so there's no reason to utilize any of that from multiplayer. And most of their first party games don't need multiplayer.
It's all local anyway.
So I really, really don't see myself ever caring. That can change. I mean, they can pull some out of their ass and maybe surprise me. But the best way for them to milk like $10 a month out of me is to pretty much mimic what PlayStation Now is trying to do, which would be like, give us $10 a month. Either we'll give you these set games, or you can have access to all the games, or
it would have to be everything, in my opinion. There's no reason not to.
Or like January's like, here's the entire NES catalog. Go play what you want. In February, here's all the SNES catalog, but they take back the NES catalog for that month, and it just kind of, or something like that, where it's just like,
you can buy, and you like that Super Mario, buy it for $1.
That's what I was gonna say. Like, it's free, but pick it up for 50 cents.
Yeah.
And then you could permanently have it, and or something like that, or maybe kind of they'd have to come out faster than they are for the eShop, but
But one a month isn't enough for you?
Maybe it's just permanent, where it's just like, we'll start off with these 50 games and we'll try to add 10 every month. And as long as you keep paying your $10 a month, you'll have access to everything. It'd have to be something like that. But for like a Nintendo online service, 10 cents a month I'd pay.
Speaking of,
it's
I'm
so
supposed to make sure that both of you gentlemen, did you guys download Link? Legend of Zelda?
I think I already had it because I was
okay.
An ambassador. But if not,
Moss was like, download it so we can play 4 players.
If not, remind me, I'll do it before I leave.
Yeah, I think today's the last day or something like that. Monday. Yeah, make sure you do.
No, I did it right away.
I think I have it. I think I got it with the ambassador.
I check the eShops every week because I want to see what's new. I want to see the one game that they put out. And I saw that right away as soon as I went on the eShop. I'm like, oh, cool. Download.
Nice. Okay.
Okay. Finally, Nintendo DS games are coming to the Wii U Virtual Console.
Oh my God! I've never seen good news cause so much bad press. Everybody was getting on poor Nintendo's back about this. Why isn't this coming to the 3DS? Why isn't this coming to the 3DS? Because your 3DS already plays DS games. It's backwards compatible. This coming to the Wii U is a good thing. The Wii U can't take a DS cartridge.
That's true, but they should make them downloadable with the DS as well. Or the 3DS. But yeah, no, but the DS, but only the DSi even could do that.
But
the DS could do that.
there's another part to this, and that's the potential that, and they said this, that DS games could come to the Wii U. Mm-hmm. So you could theoretically play DS games on the Wii, not a physical cartridge, but off of.
Oh no, this is all gonna be digital.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'm
Unless
saying.
they're making one of those weird boxes that.
No.
Super Game Boy.
No,
Yeah, that thing.
They
Yeah.
said virtual console.
Yeah.
Yeah. They said virtual console. So.
Now, I saw running two different ways. Either the tablet will be your bottom screen, which you draw on, which I think will be terrible. Trying to play a game like that. Or the better idea that I saw was they would split it.
Yeah.
Where you'd be playing here, and the second half of the tablet would be the touchpad.
Yeah.
Which I think is far
That'd
superior.
make more sense. Yeah.
Here's my issue with it is like, why do we have to segregate what system gets what?
Only because of programming. It's just the work of programming for the other system.
I get that, but like, I mean, as far as button mapping and everything, the systems have the same fucking buttons. They've had the same buttons since Super Nintendo.
More or less, yeah.
Why not go? I understand there's certain games that'll only run on DS. I understand there's certain games that will only run on Wii U. But when you're talking about the back catalog, you're cutting your market by not releasing it on both.
Oh, they're virtual console. There must be just one guy doing each virtual
Right?
console thing.
See,
They're so slow to release them.
I disagree. Okay, because 3DS is not more virtual console games come out. It's good for the people who already own them, but it's not selling another 3DS. Nobody's waiting for Balloon Fight to come out on the 3DS, and that's what's going to make them spend the $200. The Wii U does need that. The Wii U needs people to be like, even if it's old shit, you can release 50 virtual, even if they're only exclusive for like a year. Mm-hmm. Give people a reason to go buy the Wii U. This is brilliant. This is the first thing Nintendo's done that's smart, if you ask me, is making this exclusive to the Wii U.
I don't feel the same way because it's not me, somebody who wants to buy the Wii U. I want to like the system. I can't.
It's hard. As someone who owns it, it's hard to like that system.
This is not selling me the system. Like, I'm the person sitting here like doing this with my money. Like, yeah, it's not. I'd rather buy 15, 20 games on my 2DS. Mm-hmm. If it comes down to it, I'll play them on the Mac. Mm-hmm. I mean, like...
And that's the most confusing thing to me about Nintendo is, like, any cell phone, any smartphone, any computer can pretty much run any Nintendo game through the Wii.
Mm-hmm. And any of them. It's usually people like us that program them. It doesn't take a lot to program an NES game to run.
But... people want, like me, I legitimately want to pay Nintendo for some of these old games.
Yes!
Mm-hmm. And, like, Nintendo can't figure out how to put old Nintendo games on new Nintendo hardware. But everyone else can put Nintendo games on everything. Mm-hmm. How is it so confusing? Are they kidding?
They are doing technically more work, but they should be way ahead. Every NES game should have been on the Wii, not even the Wii U. The Wii virtual console.
They should be...
And they all should have been available for the Wii U on day one for that upgrade price. Why that has not happened is beyond me.
It's ridiculous.
If you ask me,
baffling.
If you ask me, every single NES, every Super NES game, and every 64 game should already be on there.
Yes.
And they should be slowly trickling out GameCube and Wii games.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
That's where they should be.
Yes.
Yeah. Not, every 2 months, here's an NES game. Are you fucking kidding?
That alone, having the entire back catalog, even if it's only first-party stuff, let's
make it a system seller.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Let's say they can't get Konami, they can't get Capcom, they can't get Sega.
Or they can only get one or two at a time.
Yeah, we're talking about Nintendo first party. Mm-hmm. That right there, you can play every single NES, SNES, and N64 first party game on your Wii U. I'd be out the fucking door. I'd be at that GameStop on the corner trading in my fucking PS3 to get a Wii U.
Oh, no, that's just crazy talk.
To play them, I would.
That's just crazy talk.
I'm being honest.
Yeah.
Your PS3 could play every Nintendo game ever.
My Mac can too, but that's the whole point. I would support them because they're giving me what I want. Yeah. That's the thing. Like, do I want to play these games on the Mac? because of ease of being able to stream everything, I'll do it that way. I'll rebuy Link to the Past for...
I just bought it for the 4th time on my Wii U.
And how
Because
much?
it finally came out, $8.
I would pay $8
Because
for it.
I try
over
to
and
support
over.
them. I try.
Exactly.
I'm like, here's some money. See,
I only paid $1.50 because I bought it on the Wii.
I want people.
For $8.
I want people to see that they fucking. I want Nintendo to see when they put a game out, it can do well. So put more fucking games out.
Yeah.
Man, Reggie, come on, Reggie.
They make my head hurt sometimes.
Yeah.
They really make my head hurt.
Yeah.
And I love how we get into these deep Nintendo discussions when Moss isn't here. I mean, it's happened. Like
He's always fucking gone when the big Nintendo shit happens.
It's like he knows.
He only comes in during those like 6 months where nothing fucking happens. Then he leaves for 3
There's a
weeks.
Donkey Kong trailer
Yeah.
in fucking 3 months. That's all we get.
What else is going on? I'm tired of talking about them.
That's the news.
For now.
Slowish news week.
For now. Okay. Well then, I guess it's time for...
Alright. Oh god. Is it time for,
Again, I didn't put anything in order, so I've got some bouncing around to do. I got this message from a new listener a couple of weeks ago.
Cool.
January 13th is when he sent it. And it was on Skype. I had read it then, and then I forgot about it. So I
Forgot it existed.
apologize.
Sorry, new guy. Hope we didn't scare you away already.
Meta Rockwell. No, he's still there.
Okay.
He's here's what he's got. I'm not going to summarize. I'm going to break out the whole thing that he goes over here because I really like what he's talking about here. He said, not sure if you guys are Lego video game fans, but I think I heard someone mention it on the podcast. He goes, I'm an old schooler who plays video games with my son, an excuse for a 40-year-old with video game dementia. Ha. He goes, anyways, I was thinking that Lego games should have a heart life system similar to the Legend of Zelda's heart life system. Lego games already have an adaptive difficulty system. Should be easy to implement progressive difficulty system. I haven't played any of the Wii U Lego games, so this is based on last gen's Lego games. What do you guys think? Mm-hmm. Lego games are hella fun, and what do you think would help the series grow? Okay, so we'll break it down. The heart system and I don't know how familiar you gentlemen are with the Lego.
I've got Lego Marvel
Okay.
Superheroes for PS4.
Okay.
So I've played it a bit.
So you know you get 3 hearts.
Mm-hmm.
Your guy dies.
And then they come back together.
Yeah, you lose some money.
Oh, did you lose money? I hadn't even noticed that.
Yeah. Bricks, coins, whatever
Right,
they call
yeah.
them. I don't necessarily see a reason to change the way the life system works. Actually, if anything, in my opinion, A Link Between Worlds kind of takes a little bit from the Lego games, where when you die, in theory, you lose your items, which is what that did when you rent your items. I don't think adding more hearts is really going to hurt everything. I think that's one of the appeal is that like there's no real repercussions to dying in the Lego franchise.
Well, but they could add a hardcore mode.
Yeah.
Where you have some sort of bigger penalty, but then the trap is you can build a huge row of hearts. It's nice to build a huge row of hearts.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's something to work toward.
But now, wouldn't that be what your true skill? Is it?
Oh yeah, the little
Collecting all the money or whatever it is?
Yeah. I mean, I suppose you have that. I this is a little bit of a digression. I apologize. I don't like the whole destroy everything in your path thing that the Lego games have going on. Because at some point it becomes less about the action and more about destroying the environment.
Yeah.
And I lose interest when that.
And tag up on that really quick.
Yeah.
Because I've been very adamant that one of the only video game franchises that my girlfriend and I can play together are the Lego games. Mm-hmm. She's a gamer, I'm a gamer. We can't play Super Mario together because we're screaming at each other. Mm-hmm. Lego games, it doesn't matter. The only time I get mad at her is when she stops to break everything. Mm-hmm. It's like, just fucking... Or there's a fucking blue stud. That's what they're called, studs. Mm-hmm. And she's just sitting there for 5 minutes trying to figure it out. I'm like, really? Tony.
I get what he's saying, and it's an interesting concept. Unfortunately, like, in my opinion, the video game landscape's changed significantly. Where like Zelda was built at a time when video games were harder, and the life system was made to have like a way worse turnout in the event you lost all the hearts. The Lego games, unfortunately, came out at a time where, for some reason, the industry as a whole wants to get babied through everything. And that's not a knock on Lego or anything. That's the way games are made nowadays, where they kind of baby you through stuff and a lot of continues and waypoints. And when you fail, you really don't. It doesn't hurt you that bad.
Sam doesn't like what you're saying. Just so you know.
He disagrees
wholeheartedly.
He disagrees wholeheartedly.
I love Lego. What are you talking about?
But I think that Lego. He kind of fucked me up. I lost my train of thought. Lego, they make the games more appealing for everything. It's one of the few franchises where, just like the listener said, that he can play with his son because it arcs from very young children all the way through adulthood. It's kind of like a Pixar movie in that sense, where the kids love it because it's a cartoon. But the guys over at Pixar will throw in a couple adult-oriented jokes in there to keep the parents entertained while they're sitting through the movie with their children. So I mean, you obviously can't make the game as hardcore as they used to be back in the 8 and 16-bit era, when those were man games.
There is a bit of a movement to bring some of that back, and I think that they could throw that feature in there, like I said, like a selectable option. Like
Hero Mode from Zelda?
Right. Where you could play a harder mode. And that would be cool, but I don't think that should be the default mode.
Yeah, that would... See, that's an interesting workaround. Something like... I don't know, because I haven't played too many of the more recent Lego games. I've played the old ones, like Indiana Jones and Star Wars and so on and so forth. But, you don't need... Like with Zelda, you don't need to collect every heart piece. It's something you can do. Like, I get along just fine beating Zelda's, just acquiring the heart pieces that you get after you defeat a boss. I'll accidentally find maybe 4 quarters throughout the course of a game. That's more than enough. Like, for me. I'll beat the game. It's fine. I don't need to collect the extra, I'm just guessing here, 7 or 8 heart pieces that you can fucking build onto the tail end to beat the game, to give you those extra hits. I just don't need them. So Lego could do something like that, where they can implement more hearts than necessary for like their hero mode, and that I think would work then. Where if you wanted, you can run around and try to find a few extras to make the harder mode easier to accomplish, but unnecessary to beat. And maybe if you get killed, you die, you lose, like it used to be. You get sent back to stage 1. You're done. You know what I mean? Without all these... But, they could still have the kiddie mode where, you keep walking through and you die, nothing really happens, you lose a little bit of money, and you go back to the beginning of the level. No big deal. You start over again. I think that would be very interesting, actually.
I think it would be too, yeah. I would prefer that to the break everything you see mode that is currently popular.
Yeah. Like I said, I haven't done too many of the new ones, but...
I have.
I know you're a big fan.
Yeah. There is an opportunity to kind of, I guess, kind of like what Left 4 Dead does, where it has the director, where if the game can determine that you're progressing rapidly and everything and kind of moving a little bit, they can always up it a little bit more. He's just being very difficult today. But here's the thing, like the Lego franchise, they've got a format. They know what they're doing. They're doing everything right. They're out there. They're pursuing AAA titles like Indiana Jones, Star Wars, and so on and so forth. I don't think there's anything more that they can do franchise-wise. Just keep doing what they're doing. They're doing great. On the toy side of things, they just locked up Simpsons for Lego. Coming out this summer is Ghostbusters is confirmed. That was just confirmed this past week. I would definitely like to see more of those type of franchises transition over to the games. But I think they're doing a great job. The thing about Lego is anybody can play them. Mm-hmm. You don't have to be a hardcore gamer. Your kid doesn't even have to know what the buttons do to be able to play the game. It's a family-friendly game. If you change the format too much, you kind of lose some of that charm. It's like a Disney movie. There's something for everyone in there. There's some adult jokes, if you will, but it goes over the kids' heads, kind of deal. Yeah. So it's the same thing with the games. If you make it too tough, it's not going to be appealing to the kids. Then you're just some creepy guy buying a Lego game, like me.
Nothing wrong with that, sir.
We good? We good with that one?
Kirby's Epic Yarn's awesome. Fuck you guys. I don't care if it's a good game.
I'll play kiddie games.
Play that shit.
What was it? Tony's Kitty Corner?
I
Is that what it was supposed to be called?
TKK.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right. I spelled corner with a K.
I know what he's barking at is the neighbors probably got people coming over for
Super Bowl.
Super Bowl. Moving on to the next question here. Eric Youngling.
I know what this question is.
We can't get away from this.
What?
The great cereal debate. It's back.
Yes, bring it on. I don't give a
It's
shit.
back.
I don't give a shit. I will convert you fucks.
He's got a pretty stiff argument here.
All right, I want to hear it.
Eric said, why do you guys eat cereal the wrong way by putting milk in it?
Oh, what the fuck? Okay. What's the right way, sir?
That's like, I mean, would you put water?
Maybe he doesn't use anything. Maybe he just eats the cereal.
I mean, like,
My dad throws it in coffee.
Really?
Yeah, my dad eats cereal and coffee. He'll take a black cup of coffee and he'll use the sugar from the.
He just seems like a man who doesn't have time to be messing around with a bowl and a spoon and all that.
He's just a man on a mission.
He wakes up in the morning. He's got a fucking purpose.
Yeah.
I've been known, especially because I like Fruity Pebbles. I'll throw it in yogurt. But yeah, like
I thought there was more to it. That's all. He's just.
There are people who take cereal, pour it into a bag, just eat the cereal out of the bag, like while they're doing stuff. The kids do it all the time.
Yeah.
So he could just be referring to that.
Yeah, I mean, that's it. That's all he left us with.
I know some people eat it like chips, but you have to have something that's like I don't know if you could do that with like Frosted Flakes. You'd have to do that with
you could do it with a Frosted Flake.
I think you'd have to do it with like something a little less sweet,
Yeah,
like
the Reese's that I like. Those are actually you throw them in a bowl.
Puffs?
Yeah,
Oh,
and you can
so
just
good.
like
throw them back like chips.
Yeah. Well, not. I would say more like M&Ms.
Yeah.
I guess I wouldn't really compare
Scoop
it.
a handful, shove it in your
I mean,
mouth.
you can't really take a shredded whole and dip it in some dip. That'd be a little weird. Unless it was a yogurt, that might be good though. I don't know.
We all come back next week and we boycott milk and cereal.
Yeah.
Which is like, this is delicious.
It's the greatest thing ever.
But see,
milk.
I do something weird. I don't drink a lot of milk,
Mm-hmm.
but I'll sometimes buy vanilla almond milk and have that with cereal.
Almond juice.
Very good. Very good.
Almond juice.
It's called almond milk on the box.
No milk.
I know, it's whatever.
Do you
That's
know the
pretty
Lewis
good.
Black joke?
I think I've heard it before.
How do you milk an almond? Does it have little teats? Fucking juice!
You got the finger thing down.
It's fucking juice.
Yeah, no, it's pretty good actually. I don't have to drink non-dairy, but vanilla almond milk.
I don't always drink dairy, but when I do, it's
When I
not.
I don't like drinking it straight up because it's kind of gritty.
What?
The almond.
Oh,
milk,
okay.
it's a little gritty.
Wait, we're
Not
talking
milk,
about
not
milk?
milk. No, the almond just barely has some grit to it.
Well, since you bring that up, here's an interesting one that I want to bounce off Tony. I know Mark's not here, so you can't really tag up. What kind of milk do you use, Tony?
2%.
Really? I don't like 2%. I find
well-
2% too watered down. I'm a whole milk guy.
I don't know because when I was a child, that's what my doctor put me on. My pediatrician. He put all of us on that, my whole family. And that's all I ever had.
You go in for a doctor's appointment, it's like, everybody!
No,
2%.
It wasn't like that. It was like when you
Your
switch.
dad's like, the fuck? I'm just not going to use milk.
No, like that's.
I can't drink whole? It's going in the coffee.
Yeah, your guys' pediatricians didn't recommend your milk
I
size?
don't fucking know. Probably not.
Okay,
man.
well, I'm just saying ours For my family, it said to start us off on 2%, and we never left.
So you've never tried whole?
Never tried 1%, never tried skim, never tried whole, just never saw a point. I like the way 2% tastes.
Dude, you gotta get now. Kim says that for her, whole milk is too thick.
Yeah.
But especially for like a cereal.
I personally grew up with 2% and skim. My parents would only buy 2% and skim. That's all.
Skim is fucking white water.
I know. But my mom does skim, but they also buy 2% because my dad wouldn't drink the skim. So it's always been 2% and skim in my house.
I think I want to go get Tony a glass of milk to have him try it right here.
You have whole milk?
I think I
fucking try it.
When I was a kid,
just a little bit. Don't pour me like a glass, dude. Just give me a little.
I was like super underweight when I was a kid. They used to feed me half and half.
See, now I love half and half.
Half and half's good, but mixed with liquor.
No, just half. They'd give you the little cups at the restaurant. They'd here, Brian, half and half.
Oh, really?
You put on some weight. Yeah, they would just like hand me half and half.
Oh, no, I drink that shit.
Now I don't have that problem, obviously.
Bailey's included.
This is a forward compatible first.
Man, you guys got me trying Pokemon. You guys got me drinking whole milk. Never had this shit.
Here we go. That is whole milk.
That's whole milk. Huh?
Look at it. Take it in. Comment. Tell everyone what you're seeing. What you're
smells
smelling.
like milk. Moves liquidy like milk. Tastes like milk. Tastes like 2%.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's whole milk. It's whole milk. So maybe you have had whole milk and you just never.
Tastes like
knew.
2%.
Maybe you just never knew.
Oh. No, I know. 2% is also the most common. Like when you go to the grocery store, 2% is like 90% of the milk aisle, and there's that little area for 1% chocolate and whole and skim.
I've never considered 1%. Like if you're going, why not just go for skim?
If you're gonna go whole percent, just use fucking water.
Wow.
I mean, like
Diet water.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe there's a reason for the 1%.
I don't know. Maybe
It's less fat. That's all it is.
Yeah, but 2%, 1% skim. If you really want to put in the fat, why not just go for the skim?
I don't know.
Or skim 1%. I don't know. Because skim is
No,
less than
skim's
1%.
different because it's red and 1%'s pink and
Well,
blue's,
you're talking about the labels.
blue's
sir.
2%. That's how I know because I just look for the blue label. Like there it is.
They would totally fuck you up if they change the labels.
right?
I die.
Or
I'd be like, how do I buy milk? What do I do?
See, Tony, I'm gonna get escorted out. Are you gonna help me with
I'm just crying.
Are you gonna help me with
I guy from Clerks with the milk.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking The Simpsons when Mr. Burns goes shopping and he can't tell the difference
Ketchup?
between ketchup and ketchup.
I still don't know the fucking difference.
It's the same thing.
I mean, but they have it. It's there.
Yeah.
It's the company just like
I know.
Yeah.
Okay. Back on rail here. Lycios. I said it right.
You
there.
got it right. I couldn't believe it. I
Let's
couldn't
hear
believe it. Look at you.
He said, question, is sniping in a shooter considered camping and cheap or a legitimate tactic? Argued with a friend, and I take the legit standpoint. I want you guys and maybe more people out there to let me know what the answer is. I mean, if it's in the game,
It's legit.
yeah. Lycios,
Tony's like, no.
go on my friends list. What? Well, hold on. Go on my friends list. Find Angry Andy. I will message you his gamer tag.
Yeah, you guys can sit in the corner and snipe everybody.
Because that's what he does, and
Fucking
he is
cheapskates.
fucking accurate.
I know. Okay. I'm on both sides of this argument, okay? If you're playing Battlefield 4 and you're in some big 32 versus 32 map, sure, there's a time and a place for snipers. They're part of warfare. They're part of the game, and you need them.
Especially if you move.
Well, they need to sit back and pick people up for the infantry. They need to pick people
Yeah,
off.
but I mean, you move your position every so often too. If you're not getting any activity in that spot, you know.
It also depends on the game mode. There's something like when you're playing Rush, for instance, on Battlefield. And for those who don't know, it's an objective-based game where you're either attacking or defending. And if let's just, for instance, stay from the attacking standpoint, okay? The map, picture it like a really long football field. You're starting at one end zone, and Jesus, everyone is
Really, Grandpa?
Everyone is initially fighting off of the first 20-yard line, and the attackers are trying to take over the 20-yard line, and then once they
Just one of those days.
once they fully take over, now you want to move to the 40-yard line and take that part over.
and then so on and so forth until you get to the very
Are you
end.
describing football?
I'm sorry, this is for Jason. Jason, is this the one? Sorry.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
That's it. But you only have a limited amount of people, and some people that take the sniper class think that you're playing team deathmatch, and team deathmatch is all kill based. So there's no reason for the sniper to be there when your entire team is trying to attack, and you guys are sitting all the way back at the other 20-yard line when your team is trying to finalize the kill. You have to switch and become an attacker. The problem with snipers is too many of them don't get that, and they'll sit there and continue sniping because they're more worried about their kill-death ratio than actually accomplishing the team objective, which hurts the entire team because you're being selfish. Call of Duty has no room for snipers at all. It's a 6 versus 6 map. There's zero reason for there to be a sniper when it's 6-on-6 and such a small map. There's no reason. You cannot argue it. People will be in the comments, maybe if you're a sniper, you're wrong.
What if you snipe people with an RPG?
That's fine.
And you get a headshot out of it?
It breaks the game.
And if you get a headshot out of it with an RPG?
Yeah, it's fine. I don't care. I really think it breaks the game on small maps or like the only place that I don't know. Snipers have very specific roles, and the computer went off.
I should just stand up the rest of the show.
Why don't you just turn screensaver off?
Because I leave the computer running all the time.
Set it to 3 hours then.
It is.
Okay, there it is. I don't know. Snipers have a very specific role, and people don't get that who play the sniper class, and they just snipe for the thing of sniping. They're fun for me because they'll kill me once, and then I see their perch point, and
That's why I said that. If you're a sniper,
I have a really good time with snipers because they'll piss me off once, and then I'll spend the entire rest of the match just screwing with them because now I know where they're hiding. So I'll take 20 minutes and run all the way behind so I can continuously knife them in the back just to be a dick to teach them a lesson because they break the game. They break the game.
Have you played against Andy in a first person shooter before? No. We need to set that up.
No.
We need to get something going.
Why? So you can sit back and snipe? It's boring.
But
it's so boring.
No.
How is that even fun?
That's his thing. But I'd like to see how that plays out.
A 1 versus 1, he'll see me coming around.
No. I'm saying if we had a group going.
Yeah.
I'd like to see how that plays out. I think that'd be interesting.
I knife so many. So many snipers.
I'm not dissing you. I'm saying I'd like to see how that works.
It's boring. To me, I want to be part of the action. I'm in there with an assault rifle.
I'm a running gunner.
I'm front line.
I'm the guy with the fucking shotgun.
Yeah.
Just shooting in the air.
Yeah, just having a good time, dude.
Running down the fucking street, chucking grenades at nothing. That's me.
I don't see how sitting way back in the corner waiting for somebody to walk across that little area, sitting there for 10 minutes during a 20-minute match, waiting for a guy to walk by so you can blow his head off.
If I can speak for him though, he plays. I've watched him in great lengths over the almost 10 years that I've known him. He doesn't just sit and look at his cross. He's moving and he'll stop. And he'll poof and gone. That's how it's just for him. It's more of a. I don't. It's sniping, but it's not. It's more of just long range.
He's just using a sniper gun. He's not big. I guess that's not what I'm considering the sniper.
You're talking about camping.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I guess that's
wasn't that part of his question? Was camping?
He goes, he wanted to know if we consider sniping camping.
Yeah.
And that's what I said. It all depends on how you play it. If you take a shot, kill somebody, move to another location, set up, take a shot, move to another, then to me that's not camping.
Camping's not a bad thing. That's what I was trying to get earlier when I started talking about this. Is camping's not bad in certain modes, but people don't get that it's for certain modes, not for every single map, every single time, regardless of the objective.
Yeah.
There's not room for snipers all the time. I don't know.
There's room for snipers all the time. There's not room for specific play styles with sniping. If you play more of a hit and move type play style, like Andy, where he's a sniper, he's long range, but he's constantly on the move, then that's playing, to me, how you should. If a sniper takes a shot and he kills somebody, in real life, he doesn't just sit there.
Nah, a lot of them do.
Well, it'll depend on the situation.
No, I mean they'll
do.
sit there and they'll wait. But once they get that shot, if somebody knows where they're at, they move.
Yeah, you don't get more than a couple shots out
And
before
Battlefield 4 is so awesome because it is so anti-sniper.
Yeah.
It's.
I think that's what we'll set it up at.
And that's why I love Battlefield 4 so much because like every perch point there's like usually campers will find a secret corner where they can't get put behind.
Yeah.
Or if there's
or
one
back up against the boundaries.
or if there's one little entrance, they'll put up like a bouncing Betty or a fuck are they called?
the tripwire and shit.
Yeah, on the one entrance. But Battlefield's not like that. Like, say they're on a rooftop, there's like 6 ways on that rooftop to sneak up behind them. It's brilliant. So, it can be camping. Yeah, it can.
It can, and it can't if you do it right. Tough one.
As a person who doesn't play a lot of first-person shooters, I would sometimes go with the sniper rifle just because it was easier to aim and shoot. But I pretty much stopped playing first-person shooters around Halo 2, and even then I wasn't that into it. But we would usually pick a game mode and stick with that mode. So if sniper rifles were allowed, half the people would grab a sniper rifle and nothing would happen.
Mm-hmm.
So we would play games where there
breaks
were
the
no
game.
rifles.
That's what I was getting at,
Yeah.
See, that's where Call of Duty is stealing something that we did 15 years ago with Counter-Strike, knife fight.
Mm-hmm.
But they're putting Michael Myers in it to do knife fight, which is awesome.
That was one of my favorite things. I called it the Kilo-Rama mode in Halo. Because you could make your own custom little matches.
Yeah.
It would be handguns only or pistols only, one-shot kill.
Yeah.
There would be a lot of deaths.
Yeah.
And it would be a lot of fun.
I think
They need to make a lot more sniper-less modes, if you ask me. It's a lot more fun when people are forced to go
Like
find
slappers only and GoldenEye.
You have to go find action. You can't just
Karate
sit
chop.
back.
Yeah.
You can't just sit back and kill people. You have to go actively look for people.
But that's also I just personally I don't play competitive multiplayer anymore because I just can't stand it. Because everybody's got to find every little corner and every little niche and every little exploit to kill you as soon as you start. It takes the fun out of it. I prefer horde mode and firefight and things like that. Where
I prefer cooperative.
Where
over-
sniping like that is then encouraged. How many times has Andy saved our ass in fucking and Gears with that fucking long shot? Or you're running up to chainsaw a motherfucker and pff, he blows their head off. You're like, fuck you, Andy.
Yeah, he does it before you get there.
Yeah. Next question. Gabe Bustos. Sup, Gabe? He sent in multiple. He said spread them out. I'm going to do them out of order. He wants to know, what is your favorite cookie to have with milk?
It's a good one. The 2 best cookies ever made are Chip Ahoy and the Oreo. Are you serious?
Fucking hate Oreos.
How can you hate deliciousness?
I hate Oreos so much.
Brian, you know it's Oreos.
I would not call them my favorites. I do enjoy an Oreo. But personally, I prefer a fresh baked cookie
Yes.
to anything purchased in the store. My sister used to bake. So I would just smell cookies baking in the oven. Nothing can top that. I will go to Subway and get a cookie before I will go and buy a package of
I don't
cookies in
like
the store.
hard cookies.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a fan of the hard cookie. And that's the epitome of the Oreo, is the hard cookie.
See, I will eat an Oreo. I do like Oreos. But
Because you're normal and human and you have taste
but given a
buds.
choice, I would always pick a fresh baked cookie or a soft baked
Yeah.
cookie over a hard cookie.
100%. 100%.
Every year, I work in IT. Every year, people give us gifts.
Cookie galore. I'll take the
I
Oreos.
I haven't gotten Oreos in a while, but we get a lot of stuff. And every year, someone buys us these tin of like basic, like European cookie assortment, whatever.
Uh-huh.
And it's called the Africa cookie. It's a little shortbread cracker with chocolate on it. And I eat all of them before my coworkers can get to those because they're so good.
You know what my absolute be-all, end-all favorite cookie is? The entire tin of Maurice Linnell cookies.
I've never had Maurice Linnell.
It's for those outside the city of Chicago. It's a Chicago favorite. I don't know if they're nationwide.
Bozo used to give them out all the time.
The factory actually went under like 3-4 years ago. but they're still findable. I think somebody else picked up the license.
Somebody else is the same thing with Fannie Mae.
Yeah.
Somebody else makes them.
And they taste the same. They're really good. They're like they got these things like my favorite's the pinwheel.
The pinwheel.
It's like this. It looks like a yin yang sign. It's like half white and half chocolate, vanilla and chocolate, and it's got a rim of red powdered sugar.
And here's the thing with the Maurice Lanel cookies is they're hard cookies, but as soon as they touch anything liquid, they're fucking like freshly baked soft again.
The factory's like 15 minutes from where I live.
Dude, I went to the high school right behind the factory.
You like, it's like there's two places that I've been in my life where it just engulfs you.
Yeah.
And that's one of them. When you were like within a mile of that place,
Oh, yeah.
it smelled like chocolate. The only other place I've ever been like that is Hershey, Pennsylvania.
Okay.
Where the entire city smells like chocolate.
There's the is it Mars factory that we have here?
Yeah, that it doesn't smell at all.
That you can smell it from the highway on a good day.
I drive right past it like weekly. I
I
anything.
smell it all the time when I'm over there. And then there's I don't know what it is. I'll
It's
find
off
out.
Park Avenue, I think.
No, downtown by me. There's a chocolate factory.
Oh, I smell that on occasion. When they're cooking.
First
When you
thing
get
in the
off Ohio
morning.
ramp.
First thing in the morning.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh,
Yeah, it smells so good.
Yeah.
It smells so good. Especially downtown where it
But
smells like shit.
I mean, every version of a Maurice Lanel cookie is my absolute.
I don't like the little one with the expired cherry dot on it.
You know, that's
Those are
that's
the
my
worst
least
ones.
favorite.
Yeah.
But I'll still eat that motherfucker. And then it gets stuck in your teeth. You're like, God damn it!
Yeah.
But then you go for another one. Like you don't learn your
You don't learn.
Like it's so good. I don't care. This time I'm gonna hold the little piece of candy in my mouth a little bit longer to see if it'll soften up. Nope. Right back in the fucking tooth again.
That's like kryptonite for teeth.
You've never had them, Brian.
Okay. My mom had this friend when I was
I
younger.
get up and go grab some.
You don't have Maurice. Yeah. Everybody's first here. Have a Maurice
My-
Lanel cookie.
Trust me, if I did, they'd be gone.
My
I'll
mom
bring
had
some
this
over.
friend, Pinky, who was the greatest baker ever. And Pinky made something like that Maurice Lanel thing you're talking about, the pinwheel type cookie.
Mm-hmm.
So I've had pinwheels before. She was like, she died, unfortunately, and she left her book of recipes to her daughter. And her daughter occasionally bakes, but not as much.
They
Like-
sell the plastic tubs of Maurice Lanel cookies at Jewel.
I might be hitting Jewel later today, so maybe I'll look for one.
Yeah.
They're really good, dude.
They-
I'll
Pick up the assorted pack.
I just remember...
That's all they make now is the tubs that I've been
Or you
able to
can't
find.
just buy the separate.
I haven't found them. They're just a plastic tub. And it's
I just
like,
remember Bozo always handed them out during the grand prize game. Like,
Yeah.
that's the first thing you got was the cookies. He's like, fuck the cookies, where's the money?
no, fuck that, man. I don't take the fucking cookies.
I was
Delicious.
never... I've been on this show a couple times.
And I mean,
but
like I said, I used to go to the high school that was right behind the factory. And the front of the factory, if you didn't know, it was on Harlem, right by Harlem and Montrose, the movie theater,
Okay.
right next to it. Big open fucking window. And you could watch the cookies being made. And you could go in there and they'd give you a sample. Until they realized that we were stopping in there every morning before school.
Jackson cookies.
And that's why they're closed now. No. All right. Let's keep this moving along here. Andrew Dillon has a question.
What's up, Andrew?
Andrew Dillon asks, who do you think is going to win the Super Bowl? He said, go Seattle. And then part 2 of that is, what is the funniest thing to happen to you in a multiplayer game, competitive or co-op?
I think the Mets have it locked down this year for the Super Bowl.
I honestly think the Broncos are going to win. We'll see. I got some money on this game.
Yeah, is it that $60 that you won last week?
In a lot of different ways. No, it's just like $10 here and there.
By the way, Tony won the Royal Rumble pool last week, and our little bets that we
I
have.
essentially bought that. Everybody bought that for me.
Yeah.
Have you seen the video of that guy freaking out over what's his name?
Oh
winning
yes,
the-
yes.
Yeah,
Trust me, I've seen all the videos. CM Punk quit WWE. Yeah, I know all about it.
Yeah. I really do think the Broncos are going to win. Seattle's got an insane defense, and they're really, really good. This should actually be one of the best Super Bowls we've seen in a long time, because as much as people don't want to admit it, usually by the time it gets to the Super Bowl, somebody's there that shouldn't be. It's not always necessarily the 2 best teams in the league. This year it really is, and this is going to be a slobber knocker. Usually, like, Some years it's just like these guys are gonna fucking stomp the other team.
The last Super Bowl that I can recall watching
The Bears
was the Bears when Hester fucking
Yeah.
first fucking kick was.
See, that's a game we went into, and I was like, these guys are going to kill us,
Yeah.
and they did. And then that's also being the cynical Chicago fan that I am. And then we pulled that off, and I was like, oh my god, we might do this.
Yeah.
And then it all went to
Right?
shit.
I mean, like, he started that off great,
Yeah.
too. Great. I don't care for it. I don't know why. I really don't know why I don't like football. I think and this, like, I don't watch baseball on TV. I'm a huge Cubs fan only when I go to Wrigley. Because that's the experience. Yeah, nobody watches fucking baseball on TV. And you turn it on, you fall asleep. Okay, basketball is a faster paced sport in my opinion. I think that's the problem. Like the action in football is in spurts, and then there's a play, and then there's like 2 minutes, and there's a play, and then if it was more streamlined,
a football game, I think there's like 15 to 20 minutes of action. In the
3 hour block.
The actual 60-minute time clock, because time's going when
and I think
plays reset.
that's what kind of where I lose the appeal to it is there's too much downtime.
Now, I want to say he's rooting for Seattle because I may be wrong, Andrew. I think you're from the New England area, right? Maybe. I want to say I think he's somewhere over there. Correct. Let me know this
I thought
week.
it was Midwest.
Huh?
Maybe. I don't remember where Andrew Dillon's at.
Lykios is right over here. He's a couple hours south of us.
Yeah.
That I know.
Yeah.
I think he's somewhere in New England, and that would explain why he's rooting for Seattle.
Yeah.
He's probably a little sore from last week. I really thought Brady was going to put on a better showing than he did.
I think you guys are really discounting the skill and prowess of Manchester United.
Brian loves the sports balls.
Now you know what football I do find interesting. Fucking Australian football.
Oh really?
Rugby?
Is that
No.
They have legit Australian football?
They have legit Australian football, and it looks kind of like. And I'm not being a nerd here. I've seen the movies, never read the books. It looks like fucking Quidditch. There's 3 fucking poles, and there's just fucking Australians everywhere, just beating the shit out of each other. And it's not rugby. It's Australian rules football. Look into it. It's fucking. It's crazy. It's crazy.
What was the other question?
The funniest thing to happen to you in a multiplayer game, or competitive or co-op.
Shit.
For me, it's really hard to pick out a single moment. I alluded to one earlier. I actually playing Modern Warfare. I got a headshot with an RPG. I don't know how. Like it registered. It showed the RPG symbol and then it showed the headshot symbol. And Andy's like, "Are you fucking kidding me? How did you do that?" Because I used to just, if I saw like even a flash of something, I'd shoot an RPG through a window. It's just I was like the paranoid, like what's that? You know, I'm the guy who like you don't play hardcore with because I'll team kill because you're gonna startle me. But I've played so many multiplayer games with that guy, and he just manages to find the most fucked up glitches or breaks the game. It's Andy's fault always. In recent memory, and there's the video on our YouTube page, is me playing Dead Rising 3 back in December.
Oh, the invisible zombies.
There's no zombies. Like, and in my friend's game, the zombies are everywhere. It's a huge horde, and they're not attacking me. They're attacking him and the NPC, and I'm just standing there.
Mm-hmm. For me, I don't know if it was funny. It's just, like, this is the thing that's popping up to me. It's one of my proudest moments. Me and my best friend Scott were playing MAG. This was a couple years ago. MAG has this, it was one of the smaller game modes, because that thing did the 256, but this was 32, 16 on 16. 2 squads of 8. And it's very similar. We were defending. The other team has to take A and B together before it'll open up C, which is the main area. They can take over A, but if they don't take over B, you can retake over A. You know what I mean? But once they have A and B, there's no going back. You drop back to C, and that's the end of it. I don't know what the other 8 people on our team were doing, the guys that were defending B, let's call it. I don't remember which side we were on. But we were on A, and we just got demolished, and our whole team quit. So it's literally me and my best friend defending A by ourselves against 8 onlookers. and then we have to fall back. We lose, and then this other team loses, and it's a 20-minute time limit. And this is like 17 minutes and a half left to go. We're like 2 minutes into the game, and we're ready to quit too. We're like, this is a fucking lost cause. Everybody left us. So then we drop back to C. A couple guys come back to help us from the other squad. And then a couple more guys came into the game, and we held off all 32 guys for like 17 minutes, which is normally unheard of in that game because there's like a key is to hold A and B for 15 minutes because if you only allow the opposing team 5 minutes, they usually can't take back C because now all 32 people from all teams are coming to this one area. So if you have to hold it back for more than 5 or 6 minutes, you're not going to be able to hold it. And there was way more of them and way less of us, and we held it off for like 17 and a half minutes. It was insane. I've never done anything that cool. It's fun. It's fun. It's a good time.
It's seared in your memory forever.
Yeah. It's
A
one of
crying
those cool
achievement.
and also, quickly, I know this is going back to way earlier in the episode. I forgot. I played MAG a little bit before the servers went down, which was this past week.
Did you cry?
No. The game, it's not like it used to be. It was really broken, and there haven't been updates. And I did it just to do it because I wanted to do it one last time before they close the servers. But I'll be okay.
I don't do a lot of multiplayer gaming, and when I do, my headset is not on typically because I don't want to hear other people talk because it will make me want to punch people. But I at one point was playing Smash Brothers on the Wii with my friend Jay.
Oh God.
There was no voice chat, so we were talking on the phone while playing Smash Brothers, and it was just kind of funny to have the whole shoulder of your ear trying to talk while playing Smash Brothers. That's probably the funniest thing I've ever done is try to carry on a conversation with somebody while I'm playing them in Smash Brothers and not having like the headset or anything.
I've done that so many times.
It's amazing how many workarounds you find when with shitty services. Like, I know a lot of times we'd be playing multiplayer on the PS3 with our Xboxes on, using Xbox
chat.
Live so we could all talk and not have the crappy PS3. You know, PS4 is way better. The party chat on it's amazing. I think it's better than the Xbox Ones. Not better than the 360s. The 360 is still better than everything, which fucking blows me away. But yeah, but you always find weird ways around that. With Nintendo, you're talking on phones, playing PS3 or utilizing Xbox Live. It's just like you'll find a workaround.
All right, and Andrew Dillon's got some more BS facts for us to wrap up the episode.
Bring 'em on.
Episode number 27 and 28 from August 2012.
Shouldn't we just do one a week so we're always a full episode? Like every
some
one
of them
episode.
don't have enough. So
Oh,
he's like some of them there's a lot of bullshit, and some of them there's not enough.
Well, I'm just saying if we do 2 or 3 every week, we're gonna catch ourselves. It'd be cool to always stay.
No, I get what you
know
mean.
what I mean?
But I'm just reading what he said.
Yep.
That's all. Keep doing what you're doing, Andrew. Doing listen to this guy. Mark and Tony both say that Grand Theft Auto will be a launch title for next-gen consoles.
Son of a bitch.
Yep. Tony says he can't give a crap about Thief. Looks like shit. And then it says here,
Oh, I love the way Thief looks.
liar.
Thief looks so cool now, dude.
First fireside chat ever. I talked about going to the MC Chris concert, and he said something about a Power Glove. It's the band Power Glove that I was talking about, and Richie Branson. First question about badassitude asked by Andrew Dillon. His question was, I asked, who is the most badass character?
Is this what kicked off
whole
the thing?
idea of the tourney comes to mind, so it's my fault for the tournament. So sorry.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
You've more than made up for it with the BS checking, so we'll call it a healthy scratch.
We're about to get into this. You ready? Tony said Sub-Zero.
Yeah, still.
I said Claptrap. Mark said HK-47. Tony's realization. Blizzard from Primal Rage could fight Sub-Zero. Quote by Tony. The epic battle of the frozen tundras. We've got more. Sub-Zero may outsmart him, but they both freeze each other and are locked in frozen combat. He said Tony said this while shouting with excitement.
What episode is this? I want to go back and listen.
It's either 27 or 28. I said Sub-Zero can freeze Sub-Zero.
It's true.
So that negated your argument, and I think that's what ended up knocking Sub-Zero out. We said Sub-Zero could freeze Sub-Zero.
I got outvoted. Somebody beat me.
I want to make a segment about different video game series from every week and list the top 5 games from best to least. That never happened. Well, we've kind of expanded on that. We still we kind of do them in our topic of the weeks every so often.
Wait, what's he supposed to do?
Like I had come up apparently with an idea for a segment about different video game series and rank them from favorite to least, like Gears and stuff. Oh, that was from episode 27. All that. Episode 28. Jason bets that he will never get a Vita.
Losing. It's your own problem, sir.
Winning.
It's your own problem.
Winning.
You want to miss out on fucking amazing everything.
Now, I said that I would never get a Vita. It doesn't say anything that I never said I wouldn't get a Vita TV.
Vita TV didn't exist when you made that statement.
Exactly.
Yeah.
See?
It's still Vita.
It's a loophole.
No. It's a loophole. Loophole.
This fuck. Is that it? All right, guys. This has been episode 102. 102? What the fuck are we on? 104. 104, part 1. I completely forgot what episode. It didn't sound right at first. I'm like, wait, 104? And I'm like, yeah, 104. Yeah.
He just doubled.
This has been episode
208.
104, part 1. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Catch us next week, same time, same place.